What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports here to come out with another prize pick video. Yesterday was my debut and my prize picks video. I'd say it went pretty well. We went 5 of 5. I'll go ahead and recap just last night. Jaren Jackson over 33, hit that pretty easily, took like 20 shot attempts. Robert Covington over 23, which is also my favorite overall play. That was over 23 fantasy points. We also have Trey Lyles under 25, and that game shot out, so I was kind of sweating there, but Trey Lyles did hit the under of 25 fantasy points. PJ Tucker under 20 and SGA under 43. All 5 of those hit. I did take the Sunmu out of my pick board, as you guys saw in the comment section yesterday, because his projection dropped from 30 to 25 once Alex Caruso was announced in the lineup. So overall, had a great night. Before we start this video, I do want to ask for a quick favor. If you guys could hit that like button, subscribe button, and of course notification bell so that you are notified whenever I post my favorite prize picks, because you want to take advantage of these lines before they move, like yesterday with the Sunmu. But also, for those who are watching this for the first time, if you don't know what Prizepicks is, it's a fantasy app where you simply hit the over or under of any certain fantasy point projection or player prop, and that's how you play the game. Be sure to enter code using DGF for 100% match up to $100. You simply get $100 deposited into your account. If you guys lose, you never play again. And then if you love it, you keep playing. And just overall great positive community feedback from you guys. So I'll be putting out these videos as long as they continue to do well. My first pick here in my top 5 picks, my least favorite of my 5 picks, but still making the top 5, is going to be Devin Booker over 39.5 fantasy points. I'm going to be giving this a confidence rating of 5 out of 10. And by the way, I give confidence ratings just to give you an idea of which ones I'm more confident on, which ones maybe you should put a little bit more money on, maybe some you might want to avoid, especially if you're going for a huge payday. Regardless, they're all great picks. Devin Booker has hit that over the past 3 out of 5 games. Booker also benefits in terms of the usage with Ayton off the court. By the way, Ayton's out tonight. A matter of fact, he averages a 0.8% usage bump with Ayton off the court and also averaging 1.32 fantasy points per minute. This puts our projection of Devin Booker at 44.3 fantasy points, and I love him at the over. Coming in at number 4 is going to be RJ Barrett over 27.5 fantasy points. I'm going to be giving this a confidence rating of about 6 out of 10. He has hit the over in the past 4 out of 5 games. The one great thing I love about RJ Barrett is his minute upside. He's been averaging 39 minutes over the past 4 games. With Nerlens Noel and Derrick Rose off the court, he's also averaging a respectable 0.92 fantasy points per minute. We have him projected at 32 fantasy points. He looks like he should easily hit that over. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Mitchell Robinson, 25.5 fantasy points. We're going to be hitting the under on that projection. I'm also going to give this a confidence rating of a 6 out of 10. Since Taj Gibson has been back in the lineup, he's actually been pretty limited in terms of minutes. We won't look at the last matchup because Mitchell Robinson did foul out of that game. But the game before that, Taj Gibson played 20 minutes, Mitchell Robinson played 25. Hitting 25.5 fantasy points is going to be a tough task for somebody who only averages 0.88 fantasy points per minute here on the season. This leads me to my second favorite prize pick entry on the board. It's going to be Mitchell Robinson under 8 rebounds. For all the reasons I just talked about, it's going to be a pretty tough task for him to get to 25.5 fantasy points, but also get 8 rebounds. Coming in as my favorite prize pick entry here on this slate is going to be Jay Crowder, 20.5 fantasy points. We're going to be hitting that over. This gets a confidence rating of a 7.5 out of 10. Crowder has hit the over of that projection the past 4 out of 5 games, and honestly, he should have hit 5 out of 5 because the last game was also a blowout, so if he stays in that game, he hits the over. Crowder also averages a respectable 0.92 fantasy points per minute with the current injuries off the court. Right now, we have him projected to play about 30 to 32 points as long as this game remains competitive, which is above his season average. We also have to keep in mind that Ayton, Kaminsky, Nader, and Saric are all out for the lineup, and they all play his power forward role. As long as this game remains competitive, which it should be, he should easily hit the over of 20.5 fantasy points. And that will wrap up my video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this content. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course smash that like button for all of our future NBA content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.